Jesse, this might get overlooked. Sean throws the interception early on. Defense comes in, holds him to a field goal. How much did that set the tone for most of the game for the defense?
I mean, that's just our mindset. It doesn't matter the situation, what happens, sudden change, we're on the field. They're not supposed to get in the end zone. That's it.
Jesse, I wanted to ask you this after a win, but I'll just ask you this today since we don't know when we get you next. You warm up with Sean before the game. What's all that about?
That's just something we do. I work all with Deion Barnes. I go through my defensive line prep, get with the linebackers, and I just want to make sure I'm getting my hands right. I feel ready. It's just part of my process.
So there's not a wild Luketa package?
I can't speak on that too soon.
Good answer.
Jordan, aka the guys who have come out, they've talked about how all the team's goals are still in front of you. Don't get too down. As a leader on this team, if not after the game, like next week in practice, will you talk to some of the guys, maybe even some of the younger guys, and just reinforce that, hey, last week is over, we still have
Absolutely. Just talking to the younger guys today, they're not used to seeing such times like this. Adversity is always going to hit, and that's what I love about football. It teaches you so much more about life than you would imagine. So for these young guys, seeing a situation like this and how we're going to respond, that's the biggest thing. That's all it is. It's a true testament to character.
What do you want to see out of the guys next week in practice?
Same thing we've been doing the past few weeks. Attention to detail, hungry, humility, and just back to work.
This might be enough. Anyways, there's a lot of family support with this team. I saw, Tariq's family travels to home games. I'm just wondering, even when you're on the road and you've got family members in the stands and that type of support, how much does that mean to you on a personal level and to your teammates?
It means everything to me. My family, they don't get to travel to as many games as I'd like, but all my teammates, their families, they basically adopted me as well. So when they come out to support them, they're also supporting me. So it's just my family away from home.
We always ask you kind of after wins what you learned about your team, but what'd you learn after a loss?
I learned a lot just about our character, how we battled, and where we are as a unit. Just looking around, looking at everybody in our eyes, I can see it. We're hungry. We got humble today. It is what it is. It's life. That's why I love this game of football. It'll humble you in situations where you never expect to be humbled. But hey, back to the drawing board. We're looking forward to next week.
Can you kind of put it into words what it's like when you guys are walking off and their fans are storming the field? That's got to be a really tough, weird spot to be in.
You love it. I personally love being in hostile environments. You feed off the energy. That's what college football is all about. Just being in tough environments. They try to make it difficult for you to perform at a high level, and you got to thrive in it.
When you see a guy like Jahan, to piggyback off that, as emotional as he was when the game's over, do you say anything to him, or do you just sort of let him feel what he's feeling?
Absolutely. That's one of my best friends, my roommate. So, I spoke to him shortly, briefly on the field, but we'll speak in depth later tonight once we get home. But yeah, it hits deep.
What did you say to him?
Just keep his head up. We're gonna talk.
What makes this team so physical?
Our team or Iowa?
Iowa.
They do a great job at running the stretch. The lead. They have a traditional fullback. You don't really see that, today in football. At the collegiate level or even the pro level. But they have a good foundation. And they excel at that. So it's a good football team and a good offensive scheme.
The wave that they do at the end of the first quarter, I saw, some of the players and coaches get involved in that, and 2 years ago they did too. When that moment's happening, what's going through your mind? Do you even have a chance to kind of stop and see what's happening?
What was the question? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. The wave at the end of the first quarter.
Oh, the wave, absolutely. You gotta love those situations like that. Just being able to give back to those kids. It means more to them than it means to us. Just taking the time, to just spread the love and just share that moment with them. It's great.
Knowing the guys on the defense like you do, what gives you confidence that you will bounce back after today?
Being here for 4 years, being the leader of the defense, I know exactly what I'm gonna get from every single one of these guys. So, there's no doubt in my mind. I know my guys like the back of my hand.